It's time to go!
Good evening, everyone. I'm your host, Mavrick, and thank you for joining me for another TG StarCraft cast. Let's get this match started. Right now, we have Taurus, who is one of our squad members from Europe, as the Blue Terran, versus Asbest, Red Protoss, on an old school map here, Lost Temple. And for Lost Temple, we have our Xel'Naga Cavern here, and here, and our expansion here, and here, and some more expansions here, our gold here, and here, main base, another expansion, another expansion, another expansion, and another main base. So right now they're just making their workers here. See? 9 workers each, so pretty even on the worker count. And Taurus is making his first supply depot. Let's look what Asbest is doing. And he has made his first pylon here, chrono boosting out some probes. Looks like Asbest is getting the heads up on scouting. His probe already in Taurus's base, and it's causing some type of mischief. Little worker battle here. One of Taurus's friendly SUVs is coming to help him out. Taurus is now getting up his barracks. It looks like Asbest is responding by putting up his own gateway. Not much else has changed. 13 to 12 workers. 13 and 13 workers, and that's pretty even. The worker battle still continues in Taurus's base. He's getting his refinery up. Let's see what Asbest is doing. He is countering with his own assimilator. Asbest probe still causing a little bit of trouble in Taurus's base. They're fighting back and forth here. Looks like Taurus's barracks is just now finished, training his marine up. Looks like his gas is completed, so he's now refining his gas, and he's getting his orbital commands set up. Little probe battle still going on. This SEV is retreating so he can heal up, and this marine here is now guarding the base. And looks like Asbest's probe is going to take this Xel'Naga tower, so you can see when Taurus moves out. And this marine is scouting, looking for that probe, making sure there's no proxy pylons outside his base. Asbest is getting another simulator up. No guys yet. Getting a cyber core up. Let's see what Asbest is doing. Looks like Asbest has got a tech lab up and making a marauder, sending out a worker to see where Asbest is. And looks like he's setting up another barracks. His second barracks is finished. Added another supply depot. Called down a mule with his orbital command, and still making some SCVs. Looks like this marine's found that probe, killed it, and is now taking over the Xel'Naga tower. And looks like Taurus has found Asbest's base. I was going to go back and relay that information. Asbest is getting out another gateway, chrono boosting some stalkers, and chrono boosting that warp tech, and getting out a robo bay. Looks like he's adding a third gateway. Second one is now just finished. Taurus is now added an SCV to his lone marine patrol out here at the Xel'Naga Cavern. Getting out now 3 marauders. Let's see. His second tech lab is researching the concussion shells, making a marauder. This barracks is making some marines, getting some more supply depots out. Let's take a look at the resource count. Pretty even on resources. Though Taurus is ahead on gas. It does not have a second gas up though. So I'm not sure what he's doing with that, because Asbest has both his gases going and is now pulling ahead in the gas count. Looks like his warp tech is done, so he's now converted his gateways into warp gates, warping in some units. Let's see what he's getting here. A immortal, and looks like he's sending out army right here. But Taurus is making his first push into Asbest space. These Marines and the Marauders here are just... Ooh, and there's a good force field by Asbest. Warping in some more units here to protect his base. Taurus is rallying outside his base, making sure he doesn't try to sneak out or anything. And looks like those Marines have concussion shell now, but no stim pack yet. Oh, and he cut off the Taurus's army, and these guys are just picking off these two Marauders there, but the ones in the back did some damage themselves. Force field has failed, so these guys are now trying to push their way up into the base. Asbest is warping in some more units to counter that push, making Taurus retreat. Looks like he's making another immortal, still at 3 warp gates. Got a little patrol going on here to make sure Taurus doesn't do anything funny. And it looks like Taurus is up to some trickery here, making a bunker to hide his guys, to protect his guys with. Sending more reinforcements down to the front line, and Asbest doesn't want any of that pushed out into his natural expansion, and making a play on Taurus's army there. Killed off a good portion of his army, forcing Taurus to retreat. So he's cleared all the Terran people from his natural, and looks like he's going to lay down his expansion. Let's see what Taurus is doing. Still no tech lab or reactor on this barracks. These guys are making Marauders. He's building a command center, so probably floated over here to his natural. He's getting his second geyser up and going, getting another barracks out. Looks like he's building another tech lab. Hopefully we'll see him do something with this, maybe make a reactor so he can have some Marines. Pretty even on the mineral count, both spending their minerals as fast as they can take them in. Gas, a little bit slower, but who knows what they're going to do with their gas. Maybe they're saving it up. We'll see as the match goes. Making some bunkers here to protect his natural. Let's see what kind of units he has. 24 probes, 3 zealots, 2 immortals, 6 stalkers, and 3 sentries against 5 marines and 11 marauders. And he has 24 SCVs, so they're pretty even on the probe count. Let's take a look at Asbest's base here. Getting a little army protecting his natural expansion here. Got a probe mixed in with them. Probably once he goes to attack, which looks like he's going to move out anytime soon now, he's going to use that probe to throw down a proxy pylon. And the early morning warning marine just got annihilated. It looks like Asbest is trying to make a play into Taurus's natural, but the bunkers here with the marauders have forced Asbest's army to retreat. Looks like he's moving back a little bit. Taurus is now getting another command, orbital command. He's getting his gas geysers going now. A little low on the mineral count, but he's called down a mule. Hopefully he can get that mineral count going so he can make some more guys. And it looks like Taurus's army is just chilling right here until he can bring in some more reinforcements. Let's see what he's got at his base. Still nothing right here with this barracks. Kind of disappointed. Hopefully we'll see a tech lab or another reactor. Looks like the factory is up and going now, making a siege tank. Got a tech lab making a research in the siege mode. And looks like he has an engineering bay up, getting the +1 to weapons. Looks like he just completed a starport. Maybe we'll get start building some medevacs here pretty soon. And looks like he added a turret here, probably to keep the Protoss from going behind and try to do some kind of warp and trickery. Looks like Taurus is, Asbest natural is getting saturated and has a bunch of workers mining some minerals for him. His army just chilling at his natural too, waiting for some reinforcements to come in. Let's see what income resources is going on. Pretty even on the mineral count here. Both spending their minerals as fast as they can. Asbest is really high on gas, with a Taurus kind of medium on gas. Maybe Asbest is saving his gas up to get some, let's say he has a robo bay, so maybe he's going to use that to make some colossi. That is correct, because there is the robotics bay here, warping, researching the extended thermal lance, and there goes a chrono boost on the colossi. So yes, he was saving that gas to make some colossi. Looks like Taurus here has another early warning marine guarding the Zelnaka cavern, so you can give him some sight, seeing if whenever Asbest decides to push out. Made another missile turret here in case some cloaked units like Dark Templar try to come in and do some damage. Some siege tanks are now out on the field, still in tank mode right now, not sieging up yet. Looks like dropships / medivacs are now rallying to his little army here, making some more medivacs. Still nothing at this barracks right here. Kinda disappointed that he hasn't turned it into a reactor to produce those marines, because that's the only barracks that's making marines. Everyone else is making marauders. Making another command center here. Probably, maybe, to float it over to this gold here, though that's kind of dangerous. I mean, Asbest is right there. He can just wing over and kill it off. Or maybe he'll float over here to take this secondary, this primary base, which would be his third expansion. Alright, we got some dropship action here. Didn't see what's in these dropships, but probably marines and marauders. And 2 tanks. Yeah. Let's see what kind of mischief he can do with these drops. Asbest army just waiting in front, waiting for the call to go out. And looks like he dropped them on the high ground. Oh, there goes the siege mode. And they are just sieging the heck out of these Protoss forces. Oh, sniped the Colossus here. But that Colossus is doing some damage. There goes the siege tanks, and the Marines and the Marauders are trying to evacuate. But that Colossus here is like, I'm going to climb up here and destroy everything. Looks like most of the army that came into that dropship got annihilated, except for 3 Marauders who were like, yeah, let's get out of here. So they boarded the dropships and full retreat back to the base. Looks like I was right. Taurus did come over here instead and taken that gold. That gold's kind of risky, so he's like, we'll build our 3rd expansion over here. And looks like Taurus kind of thought the same thing, so he's making his 3rd expansion over here. And this big red blob is Asbest's army. Is going to go fight Taurus's army, which is holding the defense line pretty well, though the bunkers now have casualties. Marines and Marauders are just getting slaughtered, but they're still holding the line. Got these siege tanks. The Asbest is forcing the Marines and the Marauders to fall back a little bit, but these siege tanks are still going like crazy, just sieging everything. And these medevacs here are trying their hardest to heal up everybody. They held off that push very well. Now they're trying to go after Asbest's army and was able to snipe one of the Colossus. Asbest, losing a good portion of his army, decided that he needed to retreat before he lost everything. Another Colossus is out on the play.